back to another Cut Above with Chris. It's face shave time. I've just done my head shave. It is, I don't even know what the date is it the 28th of July or something? I'm pretty sure it's the 28th or something like that. Manchester United played Leicester City this morning in Australia, last night, or yesterday afternoon in the UK, and won 2-0 in the end. It was a scrappy game. They played pretty average, to be honest, but they got a clean sheet, a 2-0 win, and confirmed third place in the Premier League, which means, thankfully, Champions League football next year, and I'm really looking forward to it. And it's in no small part down to this fella here. Bruno Fernandes signed in January, and in 14 games he's got 8 goals and 7 assists, so he's been involved in 15 goals in 14 games, and no player in the Premier League since he signed has done any more than that. So I think that's massive credit to him, massive credit to United for buying him. And to get third place from where they were in September, October time, I think that's pretty impressive, and hopefully they can push on and do something. We've got the Europa League coming up. If we win that, that'll be brilliant. Just a trophy to get, but I think it's going to be hard, a tough trophy to win. I think I'm pretty sure Inter Milan are still in there. There's a couple of other really good teams, but anyway, I used Devils on the Field for my head shave. Fantastic head shave. In this shave I'm going to be using Wynwood from Lather Bros. It's going to be a Lather Bros shave day, and this one is my favourite scent from Lather Bros. As you can see on the front there, sandalwood, pineapple and fennel. I had to look myself because I've not got my contacts and I'm blind. I remember when I got this tub I thought, oh, where's all the ingredients? I can't see any ingredients. They are all on the inside, so if you want to pause that you can have a little read of the ingredients. This, I don't believe, is the top scent. I don't think this is the top scent, the top base. I don't think this is the most recent base, but I could be wrong. Yeah, this has got aloe vera juice in it. I know some of them have used pineapple puree. I think that's what's in my Manchester United one. But anyway, what a beautiful scent. It's creamy, it's got a slight woodiness to it. The pineapple and the fennel, just, it's a match made in heaven. In fact, pineapple and fennel would be delicious, I think. It's something to eat. I might even try it one day. I know a lot of people don't like pineapple. I love it. It's a love-hate relationship, because when I eat it, it burns the shit out of my mouth with the, is it bromine? No, boron? Can't remember what it's called, but there's an acid in it that actually breaks down flesh. So if you put a steak in it, it will actually start decomposing or breaking the flesh down and make it more tender. So a lot of people use it to tenderise meats. So it's not the best thing to eat, I don't think, but it is delicious. That's what the soap looks like. This one's got a couple of little sort of alien-esque type continent shapes. And here we go. Now, given that this has got some pretty funky pink and sort of graffiti type logos, they do great labels over at Lather Bros as well. I have went with my West Coast Shaving tie-dye Psychedelic 24mm dense silver tip, which is, it really is a top quality knot. The handles are great. I was led to believe that these handles were made in the UK. I don't think they are, but I'm not going to split hairs over it. If they were, they were. If they weren't, they weren't. I think it's more likely that these were made maybe over at Yaki or something like that. But to be fair, the handle is spotless. It does have the logo on there, but you probably won't see it. You might see it. It is engraved. It's very well made. The colour is amazing. If you don't like pink, you're not going to like it. I'm not a massive fan of pink, but I do like tie-dye, I do like psychedelic, I do like neon colours, and this is probably as bright as you'll ever get in terms of neon. It is phenomenal. And the knot, as you can see there, this is a 24mm high density silver tip knot. Honestly, it is a fantastic knot. Now, if you actually put your fingers around it, it's not massively dense, but that's pretty dense for a sort of mass-produced knot as such. It's very well made. I don't even think I've lost a hair from this knot, to be honest with you. And here we go, straight into the Lather Bros Wynwood soap. Trying to dip the tips of brushes just ever so slightly dry. So the formula that is in this soap is different to the formula in my Devils on the Field, which I used on my head shave. I know they've went through quite a few different iterations of their formula. Just dipped it again. Right, that should be absolutely way more than enough. So that is the load done. I'm just going to wet my face. I've got 2 days grog, which I don't normally have, but I am going to try and stick to 2 days grog for the videos now. I have found with this camera being so sort of clear, I would put it, I have watched it back, I've watched my videos back now. I know none of them have released. When you see this they will have released, but at the time of making this video none of the new camera videos have released yet. I'm still releasing old stock as I would call it. However, the quality looks very, very good. I'm still finding my way. I think this position here is spot on and I'm quite happy with it. The more I watch it back, the more I like it. It does actually catch, believe it or not, this side of my face is my better side than my right. I don't know why, but I do prefer the left side of my face. I think it's the ear. This ear doesn't stick out quite as much as this one. You can see this one sticks out way more. I think that's why this is my favourite side. But I have found that it's so clear that even once I've shaved, it looks like I haven't shaved. I can assure you when I look in the mirror, it looks pretty good, but the camera just picks up everything. And it's testament really to how well built the camera is. I've never had a camera that's this expensive. You know, you can buy Sony cameras, any cameras, you can get cameras for $150, $200 that are good cameras. But in terms of the quality of the autofocus on here and the quality of the audio, I was contemplating actually buying a Rode video micro mic and popping it on the hot shoe up top, or on the shoe up top, but I've got to be honest with you, the audio quality is very, very good. I put this little cover on here now to cover up the microphones in here, and this is an echoey ensuite. It is very echoey, but with this little, I can't show you because it's on top of the camera. If you've looked at the Sony ZV-1, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's a little fluffy thing that sits on top of the microphones. It seems to absorb a lot of that echo and it makes the voice a lot clearer, makes everything a lot clearer. I did use it yesterday at my son's football, and other than having some stability issues with it shaking and things like that, the audio was brilliant. I was really impressed with it. It was very clear. There was a lot of parents and stuff shouting, the kids having fun, and I was really impressed with the audio. You know, I don't think spending $80 to $150 on a condenser microphone like a Rode Video Micro, or even the sort of the next level up, the Video Micro Pros, or Video Mic Pros, I don't think, for me, in my level of videoing, would make a massive difference. This is such a nice feeling knot. It's got lovely scrub. There's no scritch or scratch at all, but it's got heaps of scrub. Sort of similar to the rhodium knots, of course, without that price tag. You know, it's not as dense as a rhodium, but this one makes as good a lather, without a doubt. And I think it's testament to this knot and this handle and this brush overall that it wasn't purged from the den as part of my sales to get this camera. It didn't even cross my mind to sell it. I don't know about you guys, but I am happy with that. I'm not going to mess about with it any more than that. It's probably just, it's ever so slightly airy. What I'll do now, I'll just dip the tips of the brush. Oh, What a fantastic lather. It's easy to work with. It's definitely a soap highly recommended for beginners as well. If you're looking to learn to lather, this stuff just lathers on its own. It's phenomenal. Right, the Karve Christopher Bradley razor. Now I have slotted on the B plate on this one. Alan over in Canada, I've been in touch with him quite a bit about Karve razors. You know who you are, Alan. I think it's Alan. I think it might be Hansen. Or Alan H, I think it's, but I can't remember his surname. But loves his Karve razors. But he went from the A plate, the double A plate to the B plate, got a bit of irritation. One thing I will say about Karve razors, yes, they are brilliant. I find them extremely smooth, efficient, comfortable to use. But if I go from a C to a B, I don't have any issues. From a B to an A, no issues. To a double A, I don't like the double A, it's too mild. But if I go down in progression, I don't have any problems. As soon as I jump from an A to a B to a C, or an A to a C, or a B open comb, I do tend to have a little bit of irritation, because for some reason I find the Karve works best when you find the best plate for you and you stick to it. After 3 or 4 shaves, it is just a breeze, it works perfectly, but those first couple can sometimes leave you with a bit of irritation. So I have gone with the B plate this time. I have slotted into this razor the same blade, the Paul Silver, with numerous shaves on it. Let's just see, look at that lather, it hasn't even budged. Right, the B plate with the Paul Silver. On 2 days growth. I can feel the efficiency and aggression level has jumped up a notch, definitely. There's immediately more audible feedback. And that is also in part to do with the 2 days growth as well, but it is definitely more feedbacky. I would put that down to the fact that there is more blade gap, so there's going to be a little bit more echo in the chamber, or not the chamber, but in this little section here, between the blade and the base plate, in the gap, it's wider, so there's going to be a little bit more noise in there. Not going to be much obviously, but there'll be a little bit more. And this Paul Silver blade, as you can see, is just ripping through the hair. It's leaving no prisoners. Taking no prisoners, should I say. Still using a light touch. And one thing I have noticed as well with this camera is when it's not as sunny, it works much better. I still put all the lights on in the bathroom, they're all LEDs anyway, so I'm not using a lot of power, and during the day I don't really use any power, I'm on solar. But with all the lights on and not too much light, sun coming in through that window, the lighting is just so much better, and it doesn't tend to lose its focus and stuff like that. Or its exposure, not the focus but the exposure. It's just so slick, this soap. I've got Sky Movies on in the background. I think it's Sky Classics or Sky Greats, and it's got Harry Potter on it, which is, along with Lord of the Rings, my favourite ever set of serial movies. I don't know what you call it. I can't call it a trilogy because there's bloody 7 of them, or 8 of them. 8 of them? Yeah, 8. Seven? No, I think there's 8, definitely 8 movies. 7 books, 8 movies, I think that's right. I should know, I've watched them enough. So it'll make my face. Yeah, so it's just on rinse and repeat on Sky. You know how Sky works if you're from the UK. For a whole month you get the same shit. So it's Harry Potter month, I think. Brilliant. It's just too easy. It really is. Just brilliant soap. Right, across the grain. Yeah, just use a light touch with this razor and it will really work for you. You shouldn't really have any issues. There are people out there that don't get on with the Karve razor, and look, at the end of the day, wet shaving, especially traditional wet shaving, everyone's skin is different. Everyone's hair type is different and everyone's technique is different. There's no one thing that works for everyone. You know, even this soap, it might not work for some people, it might not be slick enough, it might react to the skin, it might not, you know, it just might not be good enough for them, it might not be the right thing. But soaps generally are a little bit easier to work for everyone. You know, if you can get slickness into your soap, they should work for most people. But razors, and especially brushes as well, some people might not get on with this brush, it just might not make a lather for them, or they might get a dodgy knot. The thing with these brushes is, the thing with these brushes, fucking hell, my English has gone out the window. Because they're badger hair, there is no two knots in the world the same. They can all be batched the same and from the same badger and same size, same amount of hairs, but they will all work slightly differently. What a shave. Now Lather Bros, as far as I'm aware, I think are in a bit of a transition into new tubs and new soap sizes, new scents, new styles and things like that. I think they are anyway, from memory. COVID-19 has played a big part in slowing down and stopping a lot of business as well. So I know a lot of the wet shaving business, especially tubs and things like that, I would imagine a lot of this stuff would come from China. Maybe a lot of the sort of special printing paper, because it's cheaper, and ultimately that's what it's all about, trying to keep costs down and make more money. And as I've always said, as much as I won't support the Chinese business directly, just out of principle, personal principle, I will, however, support companies that have to get this stuff from there because there's no other option, and then it's marked up and they've got their own price and they make money off it. I will support people like that. It's just a personal choice for me, given everything that's happened in the world in the last 12 months. I'm not a massive fan of aggressive marketing. I never have been. I've never liked it. It's aggressive marketing online is like cold calling people's houses. It does my freaking head in, and I'm absolutely over it. And yeah, I think when you look at people like Tony Forsyth over here, most of the brush makers in the world, most of the razor makers, the actual artisans that make good quality products, they're not generally out there flaunting the stuff. You know, it's all about reputation and word of mouth. All of these businesses have got to where they've got through hard work and making products that people are happy with. I buy a turn and shave brush, it's brilliant. You see it on the camera, you see how it works, you see how it looks, you see the finish, you know how he is going to be when you deal with him because of my interactions. And you go there, you get a brush, you love it, you show someone else, you put a picture on Instagram, they love that, don't they? But that's how it works. That's why these guys aren't out flaunting themselves, making themselves look amazing. Wolfman razors is the biggest prime example of it. I don't particularly like the shave of the WR1. I don't think it's great. I think it's pretty average actually. But the last one I had was a 0.61, I think a 0.57 blade gap. It was good, you know, but the quality of the razor and the look of it is excellent. The style and designs are great. He's at a point in his life where he doesn't have to advertise anymore. People are ripping their arms off to go and get his razors, and the stupid prices. You know, I think the razor that I had in my inbox, so the one that I created I was going to get, I think just for the extras it was $580, just for extras like polishing stands, polishing the handle, polishing the head. It's ludicrous. It was like $1,000 or something for a fully completed razor that I wanted, I picked all the options for. When you can go to Karve, I think these are about 160, I think, a stainless one, 160 Canadian. I can't remember, I'm sorry. But you can get a brass one or an aluminium one for $100. Well, you can't get an aluminium one because they're a nightmare. But you can get a brass one now for $100, 99 Canadian dollars. What more can you ask for? It's beautifully made, it's solid, so the head geometry is great for me and many, many others. So it's, but same again, Karve don't really advertise anymore. If anything, they get advertisement through my channel because this little bad boy here gets used in every single shave. So they get advertised on here. But that's not because I'm being paid for it. I was sent this razor, but I love it. It's brilliant. It eradicated every razor out of my den because the enjoyment of using different razors went away with this one. That's what I was looking for. I've always been looking for what works best for me. This here works best for me for double-edged razors. You know, there's razors out there that I enjoy. The Rockwell 6C and well, I never used the 6S, but the Rockwell 6C was brilliant. Podcast metal made in China, so it's not brilliant, but it's a great shaver. Even the Gillette Heritage, German engineered and made head from the Mueller range, the Mueller R89, with a cheap shitty handle, but a fantastic shaver. But none of them come close to the quality, fit and finish and shave that I get from this. It's just plain and simple, you know. And that's what I've found in this razor, and that's why I stick to it. Hopefully a titanium one will arrive, but we'll see. Lather Bros Wynwood, what a brilliant label, what a great scent, and what a great performing soap. As you can see, that was the B plate. I've got no blood that I can see anywhere, I don't think. I haven't even opened any weepers up on my neck. My neck looks great, it feels great. I've got no tightness, and well, my head feels great anyway, but post shave, or the initial or the immediate post shave is brilliant. However, I am going to pop on a little bit of Wynwood aftershave balm. Now this does have menthol in it. There is the ingredients list there if you want to have a little look. If you want to pause. And here we go. I'll squirt out that on my dodgy hand. Oh, you dirty little bugger. Now this balm is a little bit thicker than the balm that I had from my Devils on the Field. Oh, how good's the scent though. Oh, it's just brilliant. Oh, wow. And the great thing with it is, oh, see doing that, no problem. See doing that, nightmare. That's pretty much absorbed already. And the menthol, here it comes. Brilliant. It's one of those sort of, I don't know, would you call it an oxymoronic post-shave balm? It's got a super warming sweet scent, but it's cooling. It's hot but it's cold. Is that an oxymoron? Is that what that is? Says it's one thing but it's another thing, I can't remember. An oxymoronic post-shave balm, there you go. You could make a soap called that, the oxymoron. What a fantastic shave, I really enjoyed that. That menthol's great. The scent on that is just incredible. I wish I had the splash for it, I really do. I think the splash would just knock my socks off. Oh. And I could wear that as a cologne easily. As an EDP or whatever, I could easily put that on that. It's got a woodsy sweetness to it and it's very gourmand. The wife loves it as well, I just think it's fantastic. The brush today was none other than this little West Coast shaving 24mm Silvertip from the Psychedelic range. And to be honest, I think for value for money, I think these are about $54 American from West Coast shaving. I'll pop a link down below if I can find the actual, I don't know whether they still sell these, but I'm sure they do. The knot is great, the handle's great, it's quite ergonomic, you know, I know it's quite a short handle, but you pop that flat on there, when you bend your finger like that on top of the handle, you can see where it goes into that little groove. And it's comfortable, that looks uncomfortable, but it's not, that's very comfortable for use, getting round and about. Just a lovely little brush. The razor, well, we've spoken about this enough, haven't we? The Karve Christopher Bradley razor. Look at that, it looks like it's floating in mid-air with that background blur. It's brilliant. I love this camera. It's really perked up myself and it's perked up my videos, I think. They're still shaving videos, they're never going to be anything outstanding, but I think just in terms of upping the quality, it's great. It takes beautiful photographs as well and it's great out in an outdoor setting, so I'm really happy with it. And if you're looking for a good all-round sort of camera that's small in form factor, reasonably light, I chucked this in my pocket with a little handheld tripod and I threw in, so I've got my battery pack plugged in at the moment, so it's constantly powered, and I just slot this in my jacket pocket, pull that out of my right jacket, this is my left jacket pocket, camera's in my right, pull it out, it's plugged in the whole time, and I don't know how long I'll be able to record with that, but I reckon I'd go through, I could do probably 4 or 6 hours with that 10,000 milliamp, so it's really impressive, really good, and I don't need any extra batteries with it, it's brilliant. Lather Bros post shave balm, brilliant. Menthol's great. How many times have I said brilliant in this video? Fuck knows, but it was brilliant. What a shave, what a head and face shave today. That really perked me up. After watching United get 3rd place and getting 2 shaves like this, does it get much better than that? I don't know, maybe my daughter will never get a boyfriend and stay single for the rest of her life. I think that would probably just put the icing on top of the cake, really, the cherry on top. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive. I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.